to my cafe, my PetInfoCafe. Pour yourself a warm cup of your favorite and let's chat about our love of animals. I'm your host, Jennifer Eileen, and I am so delighted to present our topic today, puppies and inmates. The Puppy Training Program is a collaboration between Healing House and Loudoun County Sheriff's C.H.A.N.C.E program. Let's hear now from our guest, Susan Davisson with the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, and Kathy Benner, founder of Healing House. And also, please welcome our very special pet guest, Maui. So welcome, Kathy, Susan. I am so excited to meet you and Maui. Thank you for showing up. And
he's hard at work.
And thank you for working so hard at being a service dog. Well, it's been so fascinating to learn about Healing House and about what the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is doing. So I'd like to start, just Susan, if you could give us some description of the C.H.A.N.C.E program and how the Puppy Service Program is part of that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
C.H.A.N.C.E stands for Changing Habits and Nurturing Community Engagements. It is a re-entry program for the inmates at the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office Adult Detention Center. The program lasts approximately 6 months. It includes 16 weeks of classes. 10 of those classes are re-entry classes, and all the inmates take those. And then if an inmate qualifies for mental health classes, they'll also take 5 of those. And then we also have the service puppy program that is housed in that same unit. And the participants of the C.H.A.N.C.E program have the opportunity to interview with our canine deputy, myself, and 2 members of Healing House for a job as an inmate service dog trainer.
That's fascinating. That's wonderful. So thank you for that description. And how long has this been going at this point?
The C.H.A.N.C.E program started in December of 2022, and our conversations with Healing House started in February of 2023, and by August of 2023 we received our first 2 puppies.
That's true, and I've been following some of the Facebook. So you now have a total of what, 3 or 4 puppies?
We have 2 puppies and 4 inmate handlers.
Okay, that's right. And then you had the public got to vote on the names for the puppies. Can you tell us about that?
They absolutely did. The public got to vote through our Facebook post on the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office page. And the names that were selected were Ginger and Moxie.
That's great. So Kathy, tell us about Healing House and all that you do, training service dogs. And we also want to hear all about Maui, and unless Maui wants to speak for himself.
Yeah, we haven't perfected that yet.
Okay.
So Healing House is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we have been incorporated since 2014, so almost 10 years now. And we train therapy dogs, and we also train and place service dogs as well. So the main difference being therapy dogs are dogs that are owned by a person, so like their pet, and then they go through training to make sure that they're going to be safe, and then they go into schools, into libraries, hospitals, things like that. So they just bring joy and happiness. And so we have about 20 teams of therapy dogs and their handlers that go out in our community. They're all volunteer, and so you might have seen us around town.
Yes.
And then our service dog program, we get our service dogs from either reputable breeders. We work with a few breeders around, and we actually have our own breeding program as well. And the puppies go through a temperament test when they are 7 weeks old. So we introduce different things to them, see how they react to those things, and we make our decisions then on which dogs will be entering our service dog program to see, give them the chance to succeed because it's a pretty tough job to be a service dog. They have to be able to be brave in situations where other dogs might be a little bit nervous, to be able to concentrate no matter what's going on. And be hopefully quiet when nothing is going on. So we bring our dogs in the program at 8 weeks old, and that's where the C.H.A.N.C.E program has come in. We are always looking for puppy raisers, and puppy raisers take puppies from when they're 8 weeks old all the way until they're a year old. So they do a lot of really important work with the puppies, just getting used to going out in public, socializing, all the basic commands, basic obedience behaviors. And then when they're a year, they come back to our facility for their final training. So a lot going on.
That is a lot going on. Well,
Yeah.
tell us more about Maui. Maui's age, how Maui's
You said my
wagging his
name.
tail.
Hi.
Good.
Hi.
Good dog.
So Maui is a yellow lab.
Okay.
And he is from a breeder out actually in Minnesota.
Oh,
so
wow.
he came a long way. And he is a year and a half old. So he just finished his first stage of his training with his puppy raiser and is coming back now to our training center. And he has been matched with the young person that's going to be his person forever. So
Oh,
yeah, so
beautiful.
we're starting to work on some of the tasks that he will be doing for this person. And so we can try to do some of those if you want to see.
We'd love to see that, wouldn't we?
All right,
We'd love to see
no
that. And just to
pressure.
set some context, that
Yeah.
the inmates are also training the puppies doing these kinds of tasks.
So
is that right?
The inmates are working a little bit more on the basic commands.
Okay.
And also just being polite as well. So the
Oh.
things that they're working on, sit, down, stay, heeling, walking nicely in a leash, coming when they're called. We teach a drop it and a leave it, so they're not allowed to pick anything up off the floor unless we tell them to.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're not actually allowed to go and say hi to people because they're working. So it's not it's not appropriate for them to be wanting to go toward other people. So the inmates are helping us with that as well. They actually are teaching them about 20 commands during the time that they're in the C.H.A.N.C.E program. So they're working really hard. And then the task work, which is the specific behaviors that are taught for each person, that starts once they come back to our training center, because each dog is individually trained for each person.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
we want to see the tasks, but on that topic, I just want to ask you, Susan, how the impact that you've seen on the inmates and their impact on the puppies as this program goes forward.
I have never seen puppies be so happy
Oh.
around their handlers. I walk past the housing unit and just look in, and the puppies' tails are always wagging. They don't know they're in jail. They're so happy to be with their handlers. And the handlers are so proud of the work that they've done. They have often said that they will be very sad when their dogs leave, but they'll be very proud of the work that they've done, knowing that it's going to help someone in the community. A few of the inmates have also said that it's the first time that they've done something positive to help someone else, and they're just so proud. And I couldn't be more proud of the work that they're doing either.
That's a beautiful context. Well, let's see what Maui has to show us. Good dog.
So we train mobility service dogs, autism service dogs, and psychiatric service dogs. And sometimes the dogs will do a little bit behaviors that you could use across different careers, we should say. So Maui does a couple of different things. One of his favorites, hopefully we'll be able to get this on film here, is picking items up that were dropped on the ground that somebody might have a hard time reaching on their own.
Yeah, exactly.
So the way that we started out is we teach them to actually play tug with a little tug toy, and then we add the tug to the item so that they will pick up, hey Maui, something. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good, thank you. Drop. Good boy, that was really good. Good job. This is one of his favorites. So he's
All right, great.
I'll
Well,
do
let's
that a
do
lot.
that. What if I do that?
Okay.
Do you think?
All right, there we go.
All right.
And you're just gonna drop it wherever.
So just kind of drop it.
Yeah. Good. Good boy.
Good
boy. Good boy. Good. Thank you.
That was-
very good. Can't hang on to it.
We liked that. That was a great
yeah.
task.
And another thing that he is learning how to do is actually interrupt panic attacks. So if he sees his handler getting visibly upset, his job is to kind of put his nose in and kind of poke a little bit to interrupt that behavior. So let's see if he'll do it here. No. Come here. Good. Good boy, good boy, good boy. So he should continue to kind of lick and until the behavior stops. Yeah, so it's an important one that he's learning. Yeah, so those are the first couple that we're starting with in your training.
That's beautiful. Well, let's talk a little bit, going back to the puppy service, the service puppy program. Can you demonstrate what their training is there? Would Maui do that for us, or is he too advanced?
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay.
Okay, so the basic commands, good. We do sit, we do down, good. He'll do a stay. I wouldn't walk off the stage, but that might be sort of strange. So he would stay here by himself though.
Okay.
And then he does wait, which is kind of a short stay. So he's taught when a door opens, he needs to wait until the person goes through first, and then he's invited through. Let's see. All right, this is the true test, since he's a lab and he loves food. Like I said, he's not allowed to pick anything up off the floor. So we work on leave it. So Maui, leave it. Leave it. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Good. So if a service dog is at a restaurant or even just walking down the street, he's not allowed, or he or she is not allowed to pick food up that might have fallen on the floor. Good boy. Well, actually, just the fact that he's ignoring you guys right now is part of his trainings. Like I said, he's not allowed to go try to say hi to other people when he's working. The vest indicates to him that he's kind of at work, so those rules apply. Service dogs are just dogs, though, when they're off duty. So they're goofy, they run around, they get time off, they have friends, they're allowed, they definitely meet other people. So once his vest is off, he's allowed to go and say hi and interact with other dogs and with people. But when his vest is on, he has some pretty serious rules. So that was just this alone is pretty good training, thanks to the guys at the program.
Yeah, absolutely. And just one other question, because so I'm in the grocery store and I see Maui with this vest, I should know not to say interact, right?
So that's
As
a really
pup
glad
person.
you brought that up.
Okay, let's talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you see a vest on a dog,
Yeah.
usually it indicates that the dog has some type of job that they're doing. Most vests will say on there, service dog, please don't pet, but not all of them do. So you always want to assume that you should never just go up and pet somebody's dog. It's okay to ask. So if you say, is that a service dog, or am I allowed to pet that dog? And then the handler can then say, like, oh, I'm so sorry, he's working. Or sometimes they are therapy dogs, though. Then their whole job is for people to pet them. So, and usually it'll say, therapy dog, please ask to pet me. But those dogs would enjoy getting pet by somebody that they would run into in public. So, but it's always good to ask. It's really good to ask,
That's
honestly,
really
for
good.
anyone's pet either. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Susan, Ginger, and what's our other puppy?
Moxie.
Moxie. Are they service dogs? Are they therapy dogs? Do we know yet?
They are service dogs in training.
Okay.
And the same rules apply for them even in the adult detention center. I still have to ask permission to pet them. And that is something that staff have a hard time with, because most of us are animal lovers and we want to talk to them, and that's also something we're not supposed to do. So we always have to ask permission first to speak to the dog or to pet the dog. And the inmate handlers do a really good job of reminding us that we need to do that.
Well,
So-
that's good. That's part of their job as a handler.
Yeah, and they've been
Wonderful.
absolutely amazing at just being so good at listening to directions and following the directions and being consistent with the dogs, which is so important throughout their whole life, but certainly when they're in those beginning stages of training, that consistency is why these programs work so well, because their full attention is on the puppies, where it's harder for us when we're out running around and work or school or whatever it might be. It's easy to get distracted, and so sometimes the puppies, when they're in our homes, they don't get that same consistency. So that it's been so great for us to be able to work with the program and have the dogs benefit from it.
And Ginger and Moxie stay at the adult detention center Monday through Friday. And we've actually had the inmate handlers ask if Ginger and Moxie could stay on the weekends too, because they miss them. And they really enjoy having a lot of responsibility and having the training time that when the dogs aren't there over the weekend, they're bored.
Well, to that point, Susan, tell us more. How did this program come about? How did where was the beginning of it, and where did the collaboration with Healing House start?
Healing House reached out to Sheriff Chapman, and the sheriff liked the idea and then asked the major and myself to look more into the program. And that's when my communication with Healing House started. And we started working out the logistics, and Healing House came and took a tour because some of their staff had never been in an adult detention center before. So the tour was really important for them to see what the living conditions were like and different challenges that we have in that type of a facility versus in someone's home. And we worked through any of those concerns, and we came to an understanding and an agreement that this would be beneficial for the community, for the inmates, for Healing House, and for the adult detention center.
And this is a taped show for everyone's awareness. So the puppies, how old are the puppies now?
I believe we got Moxie when she was 3.5 months old. And she's been with us for approximately 2 months. And Ginger was 5 months old, and Ginger's been with us for approximately 2 months.
And at what age will they graduate?
So they will be coming back to the training center with us when they are about 14 months old, and then they spend the next 6 months working with their future humans and the trainers. And so the dogs graduate when they're about 20 months old, so just shy of 2 years. Yeah. And each year we have a graduating class, and their names have a theme. So yes, so Maui's part of the Hawaiian group. So all of his, all the dogs that are graduating in March of 2024 with him have Hawaiian names. And so the dogs that are going to be in 2025's class are beverages. So that's why, yes, we have Ginger for ginger ale, and Moxie for the younger crowd is kind of an older fashioned soda. So yeah, so that's how they got their names. And we have Gatorade, Shirley Temple that are in the class, Perrier, Fiji water. Yeah, it's kind of fun. We get kind of creative with the names, but it's great when we can have the public help us pick them. So that was really helpful for us. Yeah.
Yes. Well, have you, Susan, do you find that there's a following now on Facebook or any of your social media about the puppies?
I definitely think so. Everyone is very interested in what's going on. I think that this opportunity that we have to work with Healing House has been really beneficial for the ADC and for the public to see that our inmates are capable of doing something positive to help someone else. So it's been really great for everyone, I think.
Well, it absolutely is, because the inmates are having the experience, the mutual experience, and we all know it's the kind of the old story of who rescued whom. And so we all have this beautiful, loving relationship with our animals, whether they're pets or a service dog or just some pet we meet walking down the street who can change our day. So that's a beautiful mutuality. And is this a possible career outcome for some of the inmates?
I do think that it is. I absolutely do think that it is a possible career opportunity for them. Yeah, and they're very excited about that. And I think that's why they're taking it so seriously, because it is a job to them right now. It's a job they're not getting paid for, but they're working really hard, and I think it will look great on a resume. And some of them, I think, really do have a future in this career field.
That's wonderful. Well, as we kind of come to the close of our program, I'd like to talk about what's next. So we've said a little bit about what's next for the inmates, and so let's talk about what's next for the program, what's next for puppies coming out through the service training.
So we hope to have more puppies in the ADC when we have qualified inmates to be handlers. So I'm not sure when we'll be getting additional, but I certainly hope sometime soon. I think most of the staff would agree with me that we really enjoy having the animals in the building. So hopefully in the future we'll have more.
We hope so too. Yeah. It's just like I said, it's been absolutely great for us in our program, and we have several puppies that are going to, like I said, in the 2025 graduating class that would probably love to sneak on in there to the program. But yeah, we have about 7 to 8 puppies each year that come through our program. So it's a fairly small one, but it allows us to, like I said, be able to spend a lot of time individually training each dog for each person. So, but there's always plenty available to go into the detention center. And then for the puppies for us, so this Maui's class, they said, is starting their final stage of training. So they're going to graduate in March of 2024, and there are 7 dogs actually in his graduating class. And then the puppies will stay either in the C.H.A.N.C.E program or in puppy raisers' homes, because we do have some in each place. And then they'll get turned in. We call it a turn-in day. It's always kind of a sad day for everybody, because then they turn their puppies back into us. And that happens in usually about August, so next August. And the other program actually that they will be coming and going from, I think, will be, we teach a summer camp every summer. For kids that are between 9 and 15. And it's a little junior trainer camp. So they come to our place, and Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, and we bring our service puppies in training to that camp so that we can start seeing how they work with kids. And that's when we start really getting an idea of which kind of career path they're going to take, whether they're going to be more likely to be an autism service dog or mobility or psychiatric. And it's invaluable for us to get that experience, and it's so great for the kids too, and they have a lot of fun learning how to work with puppies and to take care of dogs and health and safety and all training basics. And so that happens before actually they get matched with their people. So along the way, these guys really do touch a lot of lives. A lot of people get involved with the training before they go off to their forever home. So
yes, that's right. And Susan, could you say just a little bit more about how the inmates' lives have been affected and what positive things they might say about this program? Absolutely.
When I walk into the housing units at the adult detention center, sometimes the air feels very heavy. The inmates are going through the court system, a lot of unknown factors. But when I walk into the C.H.A.N.C.E program with the service puppy program housed in it, that air is so light and the inmates are so happy. Even if they're having a bad day, you wouldn't be able to notice because they're just happy. And I only have Moxie and Ginger to thank for that, because that is the difference. So the inmates are very thankful and grateful to have the opportunity. It's taught them responsibility, it's taught them teamwork. Even though each dog has a primary and secondary handler, all 4 handlers work together, which is amazing, because a lot of them have not had the opportunity to experience teamwork before. So many positives have come from this program. So thank you, Kathy, for letting us do this.
Thank you very much for partnering with us.
And then just to go over again, what's next for the 2 puppies once they grow up and they're big and smart
to
like
go.
that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're going to be there for at least probably 8
more
months.
months.
Yeah, 8 more months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're just settling in.
Okay, right.
They should be leaving around June 2024.
Okay, we will talk again then. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, they can come and show off all the things that they learned.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would
Red. Moxie is the black lab, and
Okay.
Ginger is the red lab. So
Okay.
Moxie being the cola, it's a dark colored cola,
Yeah.
and then Ginger being the red lab for ginger ale, which does have a little bit more of a red tint to it. So the names are very fitting.
Okay, I didn't know it was ginger ale. I thought it may have been ginger from, you know, Gilligan's Island.
I mean, there are some similarities there too.
All right. And so we really appreciate the time that you've spent and everything your program's doing, and we look forward to following you and to discovering more about service puppies. And I'll walk on over to Dunkin' Donuts and visit you again sometime.
Sounds good.
where your center's located, and perhaps attended graduation. We would love that.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great. It's a tearjerker.
Oh no, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
For more information about puppy training and inmates, you may visit my website, PetInfoCafe.com.